What's up everyone, I'm Arcadenaut here, and today I will be talking about Mortal Kombat 1. Diverging from the series' past design choices, but featuring a character roster that is adorned with both tradition and sweet nostalgia, aiming to captivate both longtime fans and newcomers alike. I bought the premium edition that granted me early access to Mortal Kombat 1, finished its story around 6 hours, and then spent my time playing nearly each and every character in invasion mode and online matches. As a Mortal Kombat fan, I really enjoyed Mortal Kombat 9 and X, however, didn't like the design choice and the preset gameplay mechanics of Mortal Kombat 11. And by saying that, I believe you can clearly understand if Mortal Kombat 1 would please you or not. Before starting to talk about each and every aspect of Mortal Kombat 1, I would like you to invite to my Discord! It doesn't matter if you're into fighting games or not, come join my Discord channel. I'm planning some fighting game events as well if you are just interested. Or maybe if you have nobody to play with just like I do. Well then, let's start with Mortal Kombat 1. At the core of this narrative stands Liu Kang, the architect of a freshly minted universe following the events of Mortal Kombat 11 and its DLC content, The Aftermath. Having reshaped history, Liu Kang's creation is one of peace and balance. Yet, even in this seemingly harmonized world, shadows from the past loom large. Shang Tsung, once a formidable sorcerer, is now but a mere potion salesman, lacking the formidable power he once wielded. However, the tranquility is short-lived as a mysterious entity propels him back on a trajectory to reclaim his former self. Mortal Kombat 1 offers a blend of series reboot and also a continuation of the established lore, presenting the events from the Mortal Kombat trilogy, Deadly Alliance, and even from Mortal Kombat Armageddon. The tale also breathes new life into familiar faces. Raiden and Kung Lao emerge as the initial protagonists. The original Sub-Zero, Bi-Han, and his brother Kuai Liang are respectively Sub-Zero and Scorpion. And Melina is heir to the throne while Shao Kahn is now known as General Shao during the events. Yet, as the narrative unfolds, the history begins to repeat itself, though with some minor changes. I was quite satisfied with the first half of the story. I was intrigued with how the events would unfold, which characters would change their original ways and which characters would lose their life. However, the second half, that part, I found it quite repetitive, bland and quite cowardly as well. To be honest, I felt like if I was watching a bad parody version of Avengers Endgame. While the story pays homage to its predecessors, I believe it's becoming quite weak by the latter half. Characters occasionally make puzzling decisions that may leave players scratching their heads. Some characters are left forgotten during the course of the story. Megan Fox slaughters Nitara with her shitty voice acting.
That blade's enchanted. We can't help what we are. That we feed on blood doesn't make us evil.
It is these very imperfections that left a quite bad aftertaste in my mouth. Of course, I'm curious about Mortal Kombat's future and how its world would evolve, but I felt like I should lower my expectations and wait for the worst. The gameplay at its core remains quintessentially Mortal Kombat, but boasts refinements that made the series closer to both Mortal Kombat 9 and X, I would say, leaving the preset mechanics of Mortal Kombat 11 behind. However, one of the most pronounced introductions to Mortal Kombat 1's gameplay fabric is the Kameo Fighter system, which might be a blessing or a curse for some. And I think I am on the both side. I believe having a cameo system, meaning an option to summon an assist character into battle to extend your combos, stop your rival with utility moves, bring some flavor and change to the series, I get that. However, unfortunately even between these cameo characters, I think there's a power gap. There's a strict tier ranking, meaning that some of the cameo characters would never be picked, while some of them like Cyrax, Sector, Sarina, Sub-Zero and Kung Lao might seem broken and can be used to inflict combo loops. Veteran Mortal Kombat players would have a trick to get over this situation, but the newcomers can get bullied quite easily. So here, I think I would rather have an option to enable and disable cameos than just stick with it forever. This cameo system draws inspiration from revered titles like Marvel vs. Capcom, allowing players to summon 15 Kameo Fighters, but since this mechanic is new in Mortal Kombat, I believe NetherRealm Studios couldn't handle it very well. Yes, it really does add layers of depth and strategy to each fight, but on the other hand, it also creates a big chance for players to abuse it. With 15 different cameos comes 23 fighters. Yet in this sea of familiar faces, there is a glaring absence of new blood. All of these 23 fighters are known characters of Mortal Kombat universe, as no newly characters are introduced. While some fans might see this as a missed opportunity to expand the Mortal Kombat universe, and I'm one of them, others might also appreciate the focus on refining and celebrating the existing pantheon of this universe. And I think in a nod to fan nostalgia, the game welcomes back more obscure characters from the franchise like Reiko, Havoc, Nitara, and Ashra. If you haven't played Mortal Kombat 11 The Aftermath, Liu Kang is the fire god now, replacing Raiden, as Raiden and Kung Lao are the new champions of the Earthrealm. Some of the characters like Smoke and Reptile are newly designed, overhauled, and turned into something really fun to play and watch. However, I felt like Scorpion this time kinda lost his charm. Felt even weaker if I were to compare it with its Mortal Kombat 11 version. My main and my favorite, Raiden, is a mix of Mortal Kombat 9 and X, actually even closer to its X version, so if you love Raiden, he's waiting for you to main him. Mortal Kombat 1 has also addressed past criticism regarding the character playstyles, meaning that the overly complex 3 character styles of Mortal Kombat X and the cumbersome presets of Mortal Kombat 11 are gone forever. Zoner characters like Rain and fast mix-up characters like Melina and Smoke have become a threat, yet occasionally stiff animations might not appeal to every player. And even some characters like Johnny Cage lacking the gap-closing moves might become a problem. On the other hand, although it's still too early to make a comparison with most recent fighting games, although Mortal Kombat 1 redeemed itself with its flow and gameplay style, I believe it falls short when it's compared against Street Fighter 6 and the innovations it brought to the genre. Kameo Fighter system has its own unique aspects to it, as cameos can break combos, hold down your opponents, and can even help you to extend your own combos. However, in areas like character-specific training, Mortal Kombat 1 feels a step behind. For instance, Street Fighter 6 offers extensive character guides, game plans, and specific use cases, making it easier for players to master their chosen fighters. In contrast, Mortal Kombat 1's training feels quite limited, and even if I were to compare it with Tekken 8's character-specific combo challenges, Mortal Kombat still feels shallow and weak, as I finish Reptile's combo challenges around 20 to 25 minutes only. Yet, there are few critiques to consider here. With the roster dominated by series stalwarts and no newcomers to the roster, there is a sense of predictability. As I mentioned previously, characters like Raiden, Kung Lao, Sub-Zero, Kitana, and Melina are some of the examples. Players that are well acquainted with previous titles might find a few of their matchups feeling eerily familiar. While the reimagined movesets and mechanics add a fresh twist for some of the characters like Smoke, Reptile, Sindel, Ashra, and Havoc, the core essence of these characters remains unchanged. I believe this could have been prevented with more special moves, new characters, and with a bit of a braver approach from NetherRealm Studios. But let's assume you don't care about this try-hard pro FGC bullshit. Let's say you just want to play the single player content and have some fun on your own or with your friends. As for the single player stuff, Mortal Kombat 1 introduces the Invasions mode, which merges combat with elements of RPG, presenting seasonal concepts starting with fire, as a scorpion from another timeline arrives and unleashes hell upon Liu Kang's world of peace. Players level up their fighters and embark on a quest to conquer each and every map on this board gameplay style. You can change your character whenever you want, customize your attributes, equip talismans and relics, trying to reach the domain of the scorpion by each foe you defeat. Meanwhile, this season of Spectre seems like it will last around 45 days until it changes into something different, bringing a new enemy, new seasonal items to purchase from the store with either in-game currency or with your wallet as well. Appearance customization options might seem dumbed down when compared to Mortal Kombat 11. This time you can't just customize 3 or 4 different parts of each and every character, but change their main gear with the items you obtain. For example, for ninja characters like Sub-Zero, Smoke, Scorpion and Reptile, this gear is their mouthpiece. For Johnny Cage, his sunglasses. For Raiden and Kung Lao, their hat. On the other hand, the color palettes and different costumes can be obtained by playing Invasions, doing daily or weekly quests, and spending your money on Mortal Kombat loot box. The crypt is no more. You either go into store and purchase the appearance you wanna buy, or just go for loot boxes, do invasions, level up your character's mastery to unlock new brutality options, color palettes, fatalities and so on. Invasions might seem a tad grindy, but I think I like it. It makes me wanna try different characters by each battle and tower I complete. And of course, no discussion about Mortal Kombat would be complete without touching upon its trademark feature, the Fatalities. Mortal Kombat 1 has managed to tread the fine line between the gruesome and the comical. While there are fatalities that are disturbingly brutal, echoing the darker tones of previous titles, many harken back to the series' early days with their exaggerated, almost tongue-in-cheek nature. These finishing moves, whether chilling or chuckle-worthy, are animated with an executive attention to detail, ensuring that they remain as the series' highlight. But again, some of these fatalities might seem like a downgrade when compared to Mortal Kombat X and 11, totally up to the player to whether they like it or just stare at the screen without any sign of amusement. And in conclusion, I'm satisfied with Mortal Kombat series going back to its Mortal Kombat 9 roots. I'm glad with its fighting game mechanics feel Mortal Kombat again, but also I'm not satisfied with its missed opportunities. Although Liu Kang created a new world, a new universe to craft and tinker with, it seems like NetherRealm Studios spent their budget and manpower mostly on game's engine, and neglected the design side. Kameo Fighter system is a total hit or miss. You would either like it or hate it. I think there's no in between. So if you really enjoy Mortal Kombat 9 and X, I think you should at least give it a try. The roster of 23 fighters might seem lacking, however, they sure are fun to play. And even characters like Baraka literally turned into a caring monster of a fighter this time. Mortal Kombat 1 of course could have been way better, way more impactful, but I'm glad that it turned its face back to its Mortal Kombat 9 roots and embraced the fun fighting game side it once had. As always, thank you for watching today's video. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, and I would be grateful if you could support me through Patreon or YouTube. I will see you soon with more content. Stay tuned.
No tournament participant has ever been grievously injured or killed. I would never send my champions unwittingly into Mortal Kombat.